2 stolen passports from Thailand, possibly 4. 4 identities are suspect, Malaysia officials said. Stolen passports, one from Italy and the other Austria. The stolen passports booked tickets simultaneously. The tickets purchased were numbered consecutively. They both had connecting flights to Amsterdam from Beijing, then one onward to Frankfurt, Germany, the other to Copenhagen, Denmark. 152 passengers from China, 38 from Malaysia, 7 from Indonesia, 6 from Australia, 3 from US. Other countries' passengers include France, New Zealand, Canada, Ukraine, Russia, Taiwan, and Netherlands. 227 passengers total, 2 infants and 12 crew members. U.S. confirmed 1 American passenger named Philip Wood, an IBM executive from Texas. No country checked its database before the flight of any of the passengers. They lost contact 2 hours into the flight. No distress signal deployed. Experts believe that something quick and violent happened since no distress signal was used. Plane lost contact and radar signal 1 minute before entering Vietnam's airspace. Saturday, 2 large oil slicks were reported by Vietnamese Air Force between 6 and 9 miles long in the Gulf of Thailand. No debris was visible. The plane has not been found yet. Malaysia Maritime Agency has collected samples of the oil to test to see if it matches the same kind found in a Boeing 777. It's perceived that the plane turned off course, so search area has been widened, Air Force Chief Rosalie Dodd said. Now, another pilot from another plane claims he made brief contact with Flight 370 after they initially lost contact. He said it was deep into Vietnamese airspace when officials asked him to relay to MH370 to establish its position, and that he succeeded at around 1:30 a.m. That's about 10 minutes after the last recorded flight data. He said that there was a lot of interference, static, but he even heard a mumbling from the other end, he said, adding that he believed the voice belonged to the co-pilot Farik Abdul Hamad. Then he lost the connection. An airline pilot who flew within 100 nautical miles of the route 12 hours before the Malaysia airline flight disappeared said that there were large thunderstorms in the area with some turbulence, but the weather did not appear to pose serious problems for commercial flights. Flight 320 was at 35,000 cruising altitude when it lost signal initially. Authorities speculated it may have disintegrated into the air. 3 possibilities of what may have happened to Flight 370. Number 1. The plane had some sort of mechanical error or encountered major turbulence and crashed into the Gulf of Thailand. Though no debris was found, which is odd, this theory is open till tests on the 2 oil slicks are confirmed. Hopefully we will hear about that later today. Number 2. The plane had some sort of explosion and disintegrated into the air from a terrorist attack or either by some sort of plane malfunction. Though, if this is the case, we may never know because there will be no evidence. Number 3. Flight 370 was last contacted by another unnamed pilot 10 minutes after losing initial contact. He claims the plane was deep into Vietnam airspace. It's possible it was hijacked and forced to land at another airport, where passengers are being held hostage. There is a long list of former airports and proposed airports in Vietnam. It's also possible, since the plane had no contact, it could have managed to get to Cambodia, which is very close by, to a former or proposed airport. Many of the former or proposed airports in Vietnam are left over from the Vietnam War and are still standing today. It would have to be one big enough to support a Boeing 777, and someone on board would have to be able to either land the plane without establishing contact unless it did make contact with another controlled airport that was expecting the plane. This theory supports terrorist activity. Now, why would terrorists want a plane intact? Though this is highly unlikely, but not impossible, the only reason I can think of is that they would want the plane to use as a weapon of mass destruction, like on the September 11th attacks. Recently, the U.S. has issued a warning of terrorist activity pertaining to shoe bombs on incoming flights to the U.S. Hopefully, they will keep releasing more information so we can have a clear picture of what may have happened, and that the families of the passengers on the flight can have some answers and get some closure.